Welcome everybody, I'm Blaze. We've tested a lot of LED kits from both Amazon as well as the premium brands, so I'll narrow it down to the very best products in a few different price ranges and recommend what works best in both reflector and projector style headlights. We'll also take a look at some pure white and warmer color options, as well as some LEDs compatible with the DRL, which is a daytime running light. You can find links to everything mentioned in the video description below. They are affiliate links, but as always, we decline all sponsored offers in order to keep the recommendations true and unbiased for you guys. We want to save you time and money by providing only the best products for your vehicle upgrade. We also stay transparent with our testing, so you can find all the details on our website at BulbFacts.com. There have been some great new products recently released, which we wanted to share with everybody, so let's get right into it. So starting off with the number one product you'll see repeated a number of times in this video are the Sabre LED Pro X V2s from DDM Tuning. They dominate every category in terms of sheer output and are a very premium quality product. When it comes to typical reflector low beam performance, they put out an incredible 1288 lux at 25 feet, which is about 3.5 times the output compared to a standard halogen bulb at 373 lux, and about 2.5 times compared to the most popular Sylvania Silverstar Ultra halogen bulb at 507 lux. The total raw output, or lumens, came out to a steady 4,883 lumens per bulb, which is just over 3 times the total light available compared to a standard halogen bulb, which is great for any application. Headlight reflector beam quality is good considering the very high output of these LEDs. The diodes are in the correct position for most headlight reflector types, and while they produced more glare on our test reflector, they still have a good cutoff and can be adjusted as necessary. Always a great idea to test your beam before installing any aftermarket product and compare the results to the original beam. High beam reflector performance was also very good at 1,973 lux compared to a stock 55 watt halogen at 876 lux, about 2.25 times the output. You'll see less of an improvement over a 65 watt halogen bulb though. Color temperature also tested out at 5650 Kelvin compared to their claim of 6000 Kelvin. The closer to 5500 Kelvin the better, as it provides a wider light output without too much distracting blue tone. The Pro X V2s also offer a 4500K color option, which I'll go over later in the video. If you're interested in reading more about the Pro X V2s, you can find our full review on our website. If you're on a budget and can forego the premium quality aspect of your upgrade, take a look at the Cougar Motor flagship LEDs, as well as the Farron Forshare LEDs on Amazon. Both are great options, with the Farron LEDs providing more of a top-notch beam, and the Cougar Motors coming out a little bit ahead with a higher light output. The Farrons again seem to nail the beam pattern with their unique 6-diode cluster design, providing a strong beam from a small area, similar to a halogen bulb filament. Normally additional side-by-side diodes don't fare too well, but these were right on point. They came out to 894 lux at 25 feet for low beams compared to 373 lux from a stock halogen, nearly 2.5 times brighter at 25 feet. 1651 lux versus 876 lux from a 55 watt halogen high beam. They beat out the Cougar Motors in terms of high quality beam output, mostly again due to the chip design. Color temperature was right at 6100, which is a nice white color with some blue tone, pretty standard. The Cougar Motor flagship LEDs, on the other hand, tested at 5500K color temperature, which we prefer and is closer to a pure white over the Farron LEDs. Low beam performance came out to 986 lux, which is over 2.5 times the output at 25 feet, or 164% additional light. Compared to the Farrons at 140%, it's a close match. High beam performance didn't quite reach the Farrons at 1550 lux, but still provides 77% additional light over a 55 watt high beam halogen. So to recap, go with the Farron Forshares if you want a brighter budget LED kit, along with a near perfect beam which minimizes glare. But if you want the very brightest no matter what, but don't want to break the bank, go with the Cougar Motor flagship LEDs. As with all LEDs, you benefit from an instant on light and of course a wider color, both great attributes to have in your high beam where every second counts. If your vehicle has projector style headlights, look no further than, you guessed it, the DDM Tuning Sabre LED Pro X V2s. These absolutely dominated in halogen projectors over any other LEDs and even in HID conversion. It seems that very select LED tech has finally surpassed HID. The Pro X V2s in our test projectors came out to a peak 683 lux at 25 feet compared to 230 lux from a standard halogen, about 3 times the output in a low beam. High beam performance is an extremely difficult task for LEDs due to the design and limitations of the direction of light, but the Pro X V2s came out on top here as well at 722 lux compared to 442 lux from a standard halogen bulb, an increase of about 64%. If you have a dedicated high beam projector, you'll see a bigger difference in performance, but I would recommend either sticking with halogen, it might be a good idea to grab a new set of halogen bulbs if they're getting old, or going with a good budget LED, which we'll go over for a high beam projector in just a bit. If you have a bi-halogen projector which powers both your low and high beams, look into an HID conversion rather. We've tested a number of HID kits, so be sure to take a look at our latest video and latest recommendations on them. We'll put links in the video description below. Those on a budget will want to take a look at the Cougar Motor flagship LEDs for their low beam projectors. They're very close in terms of output to the previously recommended Katana LEDs. However, the beam pattern, while not perfect, was superior over the Katanas and many other LEDs. They put out 514 lux in our low beam projector, which is 123% more light at 25 feet over stock halogen. High beam performance was decent considering again the limitation of an LED in a high beam projector, but they did do well at 31% additional light. Perhaps not worth an upgrade though unless you are looking for the wider color benefit and instant on output. Speaking of color temperature, they tested out at 5500 Kelvin, a great pure white color with a little blue tone. This helps boost the recommendation even further. We all know that LEDs tend to have more of a blue tone when it comes to color. Unlike HID bulbs where you can choose your desired color, LEDs don't have that option, with the exception of some yellow variants like 3000K of course in some models. Since we tested so many LEDs, we found a handful that were very close to a pure white 5000K color, which means virtually no blue tone and of course no yellow color either. Our number one pick goes to the new Philips Altanon Pro 9000 and Pro 5000s. They claim a color of 5800 Kelvin, however on our color meter they came out to a perfect 5000 Kelvin plus or minus 50K. The Pro 9000s have a very good output compared to the old model at 140% additional output at 25 feet for a reflector and 75% for a projector. The Pro 5000s are their budget option at a lower cost with 101% additional reflector output and 45% for a projector. The best part of these LEDs though, aside from the pure white color, is the beam pattern, which we'll review in just a bit. If the Philips LEDs are out of your price range, take a look at the Ala Lighting Mini FLBH LEDs. They tested at 5350 Kelvin. While not the whitest, they're a great budget pick while maintaining a very good output. Just watch out for the beam pattern if you're installing them into a reflector headlight, as they had more glare than we'd liked. So one more option I wanted to throw at you guys were the Caso LEDs. They're considerably cheaper than the Philips and Ala Lighting LEDs and came out to 5250 Kelvin. While they're not the brightest, they have a very good and sharp beam pattern in a reflector and nearly 2 times the output at 25 feet. Highly recommended if you're on a budget looking for a quality beam pattern and a wider color LED. I can't tell you how many conversations I have with people about LEDs are too blue, and I don't blame them at all. Since starting BulbFacts, I've been waiting for some warmer LED options, which resemble a halogen or stock xenon bulb. If you're in the same boat, you're in luck. I have a premium and budget option LED with a warmer color temperature. So first up are the same LED bulbs we recommended already, and are in fact the number one recommendation, the DDM Tuning Sabre LED Pro X V2s. They now offer a 4500K color variant, but only in the single beam currently. They said they plan to add dual beam sizes in the future. I'm just not sure when. Color came out to 4200K on our Kelvin meter. They're not quite as bright as the 6000K option, but still put over 4200 steady lumens per bulb compared to about 4850 lumens from the 6000Ks. If you're looking for more of a stock color, which resembles a wider halogen or stock xenon bulb, they're going to be the best choice in LED form. So when it comes to a DRL, it's normally hit or miss as far as how an LED is going to function. Some might flicker, others might not even power on in the DRL setting. In the past, we'd recommend steering away from LED for a DRL. However, over the last year, there's been a new product that's become available and are actually specifically designed to function correctly with a low beam and high beam DRL. The Morimoto 2-stroke 3.0s offer something called DRL drive, which is configured to accept a wide range of voltage input. When the voltage is lowered, it sees this as a DRL setting and automatically switches to the 30% output. So the correct output needed for a DRL. If your vehicle has PWM, pulse width modulation, which is quite common among newer vehicles, be sure to add the decoder or PWM module as it smooths out the stepped 6-volt signal to function correctly. The 2-stroke 3.0s are a great product, and while not the brightest, they do feature an incredibly accurate beam pattern, possibly even better than a halogen in fact, a clean white color of 5300 Kelvin, and are a very high quality premium product. We did a full review on these, so be sure to check that out if you're interested. I didn't go over CAN bus capability, wattage, noise, and other aspects we test for, but if you're interested, take a look at our full test charts on our website, and you'll find all the details there. So all LEDs we recommend are well within the temperature range and came out cooler than a stock halogen bulb. Many people ask why they have a fan, which is a great question. It's simply to keep the diodes as cool as possible, as heat directly affects the LED's performance. They'll work without the fan, but the output will diminish as they heat up. Quick reminder about aiming your headlights properly. Regardless if you upgrade to something or stick with halogen, it's a good idea to check your headlight aim. There are a lot of great videos available on YouTube on how to do this, so I'd be sure to check it out. If you do upgrade though, it's best to mark the cutoff from the original halogen bulbs and ensure the new product does not surpass the original beam, which may cause excessive glare to other vehicles. Some glare is normal in order to see road signs, for example, but too much is just dangerous. So I hope we were able to help you find a great product that works for your situation. If you have any questions, suggestions, and the like, be sure to leave a comment below. You can find our latest recommendations on our website. We keep this page updated as we test in new products. And of course, all the details are going to be on our chart, as well as full reviews as we get them written up. Thanks for watching as always, and until next time.